Hello and welcome to Anugraha Yoga. My name is Renee and today I'm here to share with you a short, gentle yoga practice in celebration of Endometriosis Awareness Month. I know that in today's list of activities, we're going to be doing aerobics and Zumba. And in preparing for today, I thought that we really need to have a gentle practice. If we do have endometriosis, or if we experience pain during our periods, I would say that it's very important for us to take the time to rest and to give our body that space to heal itself. And so when we do a very vigorous practice, that's not necessarily giving ourselves the time. So we want to, in addition to doing the vigorous activity, even if you're doing a vigorous yoga practice, you also want to incorporate gentle practice as well. And so today's session is going to be a gentle yoga practice. We will be moving somewhat quickly through the poses because there is a limited time frame, but I do invite you to join me. If at any point in time you feel uncomfortable, feel free to pause and rest. You will need to be on your mat. And you can have a pillow, a cushion, or a blanket, something to sit on. You can also have a chair or a wall nearby. We'll be using all of that. So thank you again, and join me on the mat. So to begin, we find ourselves seated comfortably on our mats, and we can be sitting on a blanket, or we can sit on a cushion, on a pillow, anything like that. We can also sit flat on the mat, and that's perfectly fine. We begin by focusing on our breath and bringing our awareness into our body. We want to really pay attention to how our body is feeling, how we are feeling on the inside. So I invite you to come into your seat, letting your hands rest either on your knees, on your thighs, or we can bring our hands to rest on our body. We begin to focus on the rhythm of our breath, beginning to notice the length of your exhale and the length of your inhale. Taking these first few moments just to relax. With each exhale, we soften our body, noticing if we're holding any tension in our jaw, in our shoulders, in our back, in our belly, our hands or our feet. Breathing out fully, and breathing into your belly, feel your belly expand. Gently breathing out, breathing in, and continuing for a few breaths. We can close our eyes or keep a soft gaze. On our next inhale, we bring our attention to our ribs, noticing how our ribs move as we breathe. Gently in and out. And on our next inhale, bringing your attention to your chest, observing how your chest rises and falls as you breathe. Breathing out fully, we release our hands down, gently breathing in. And on our exhale, we're dropping our chin to our chest. Breathing in, chin up. Breathing out, chin to chest. And breathe in, up. One more, we'll go chin to chest. And breathe in, up. Bring our heads to center. We'll turn our heads right and gently left. We'll go right and left One more, we move right and left. Coming into center, taking our arms up and really reaching up, feeling the length, feeling our stretch, drawing our shoulders away from our ears, and release, taking right arm down, left arm over, and going the other way, left arm down, right arm over. Going to our right and to our left. And at any time we can decide to pause and just stay in that position if it feels okay for you. After our next left, we're coming up to center and breathing out, taking our elbows to shoulder height. Breathe in, reach up. Breathing out, shoulder height. Breathe in, up. We'll go one more to shoulder height and up. This time, bring our arms to shoulder height, breathing in here, and breathing out, drawing our elbows into the sides of our body. Breathe in, up. Breathing out, down. Breathe in, up. Breathe out, down. And breathe in, up. Breathing out, we'll close, bringing our forearms and our palms together. Breathe in, open, going as far back as is comfortable. Breathing out, close. And breathe in, open. One more, we'll breathe out, close and open. Bringing our right hand in front, we'll take our left hand outside of our right elbow, pulling that arm across. And release. Switching sides, right hand to left elbow, pulling that left elbow across, observing how your head, your shoulders are feeling. And release. Observing our breath, we'll roll our shoulders up and back just the one time, two times, and going forward once and twice. Observing our breath, noticing our body. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together into our butterfly pose or our bound angle, Baddha Konasana. And we can still remain seated on our blanket, on our blocks, or we can move out our blanket if that feels better. So observing our breath and noticing where our feet are, we can bring our feet in closer if that's more comfortable, or we can bring our feet further away. We want to be sitting up tall, feeling our bones on the mat. So observing our body, sitting tall, and gently as we breathe out, we'll fold, hinging from our hips. We're keeping our upper body long, reaching forward through our chest and coming up center. Breathing out, reach, and breathe in center. And one more, breathing out, reach, and center. Observing our breath, noticing our body. We're taking our feet wide. We're coming into a wide angle fold. Observing our breath. Taking a moment to notice just how we feel here with our legs wide. Toes are pointing up to the ceiling. Again, we're observing our upper body. Breathing in, arms up. And breathing out, folding forward, hinging from our hips, so we're not going very far. Taking our hands to the mat wherever is good. We want to make sure our heels are on the mat, our toes are pointing up, lengthening up through the crown, and staying for a few breaths. Breathing out fully, and breathing in. One more out, and in. Walking our hands up. We're going to move into baby cobra. So for baby cobra, we're going to be on our belly. Bring our feet behind us, coming down onto our stomach. And we want the, okay, can you see my feet? Tops of our feet down on the mat. We want the thighs pressing down, and our feet can be either hip distance or close together. Decide which one is comfortable, noticing how your hips connect to the ground. And we're lowering our upper body down, palms to the mat at chest height, elbows hugging in, chin to the ground. And as we breathe into our baby cobra, we lift chin up, chest up, and release down. This is one I like to do when I'm having my periods as well. Breathing in up and gently down. We'll go one more time, noticing how we feel. No real pressure on our hands. Breathing in up and release. Observing our breath. We're pressing into our palms, coming up and bringing our knees wide, our toes together, sinking our hips back. We're going to come into our child's pose. So we can either bring our hands down right here, fold our hands and take our heads down. Or we can use something like our bolster and come down here onto our bolster. Or if we don't have this, but we have a pillow, and I have many pillows. If we have a pillow, we can come down here as well, observing how this feels for our body. And just taking the time to stay in it. We're not staying here long today, but when you can practice, when you need to rest, to stretch out, observe how this feels for your own body. Gently we'll come up. And we're going to lie down on our backs. So taking our feet out in front of us. Scooting down towards the bottom of our mats. And gently rolling down onto your back. Observing your breath. Breathing out fully. Gently out. And bringing our knees up. Noticing how our back body feels. We're crossing our right ankle to our left thigh. And as we breathe out, we're hugging our left leg into our body. Holding that leg wherever is comfortable, either our thigh, our shin. If we can't reach, we use a belt, something that can come this way and hug in our leg. Staying just for a breath. And release. We're switching sides, taking our left ankle to our right thigh, observing our body, noticing if this side feels different, and then hugging in this is right leg to our body, making sure that when we do this, our shoulders, our head is comfortable on the mat. And that's why I say if we need to have a belt or something, we can hold this way to pull in the leg. That's good. You can also use a towel or something. Staying here just for a breath. We'll breathe out fully and breathing in. Gently out and releasing down. Observing our body. We're going to be coming into our final pose. These things move so quickly, but when you're by yourself, please feel free to stay in them for as long as you want to. We're going to come into our reclined Shavasana, reclined corpse pose. And here is where you can pad up as much as you need. So you can bring something below your feet. You can take your cushion below your head and really, experiment. See if you want to bring your feet wide, letting your hands rest on your body. Breathing out fully and deeply, gently in. If we want to, we can also do this by a chair. If you're comfortable where you are, by all means stay there. But if you have a chair, then you can bring your legs up on the chair. And rest for a few breaths. You can also bring your legs up the wall, and that's also a really good one. Noticing how your back feels. For me, I needed a blanket here below my feet. My feet are short. Staying for a few breaths. Letting your hands rest on your body. And closing our eyes, beginning to notice the rhythm of your breathing. Letting each breath be deep and full. Breathing out and in. And noticing the rhythm of your breath. Observing how your back body feels compared to your front body. And taking this time for yourself, knowing that you are supported by the ground below. Knowing that you are here for yourself. Taking this time. Gently we breathe out and in. One more out and in. Observing our breath. Observing the rhythm. Noticing once more the level of energy in your body. Observing what feelings, what thoughts are present. And from here we prepare to come up to seated. Gently moving aside whatever might be under your knees or under your legs. Rolling to one side, we come up. And here we are at the end of our session. So I want to thank you again for joining me for our session. I know that it was pretty brisk in the movement. And I invite you, whenever you have the time, if you're going into any of these poses, to take your time in them. If you have, it's really good just to spend like 3, 5, even 10 minutes, in the reclined, if you're lying down poses where you support your body, stay there for a while. If you're going into your baby cobra, take your time with it, observe your breath. If you're stretching, if you're holding, just take your time and see what that feels like in your body. Notice how that supports you in your well-being, in your everyday well-being. I want to thank the Trinidad and Tobago Endometriosis Association for having me here today for Endo March 2021. I really hope that you enjoy the session. If you would like to find me for further yoga guidance, for any help with yoga, that kind of thing, I can be found at Anugraha Yoga TT on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. So feel free to message me if you have any questions about today's session, or if you have any comments, you just want to drop by and say hi. Thank you again. I'll see you. Be safe.